I'm joined now by NBC's Jacob Rascon, who's been spending some time talking to folks along the border, as well as Ippolito Acosta, no stranger to the border himself, a former Border Patrol agent and former senior executive with the Department of Homeland Security. Lots to talk about. And Jacob, you've been spending some time down along the border there.
Yeah, and as the White House and Congress debate whether or not the wall is going to happen, the people who live there, this is their lives. Some of them are getting visits, some of them are getting letters, some are excited, some are very scared.
Along the U.S.-Mexico border just outside Roma, Texas, some ranches have been around since before either country existed.
These properties were given out by the King of Spain, the way I understand it, back in 1738. I'm seventh generation here, remember? It's been in our family for better than 200 years.
Border Patrol agents are never far from Ruperto Escobar's backyard. But he says neither are human traffickers and drug smugglers.
I lost my only son to the drug trafficking business. I have a daughter that got hooked on drugs. We might not stop everything that comes across with that wall, but if we can stop part of it, a good portion of it, let's do it.
Hola, es Lisette.
20 miles away, Lisette de la Cruz, whose family also owns property along the border, collects signatures for a petition against the border wall.
What people are hearing, do they know, do they understand? And I want us to come together and to help fight for our homes, for our livelihoods.
Most of Texas is privately owned, and for many landowners, property rights trump even President Trump's wall.
There's nothing compelling or attractive about it for a rural landowner.
David Yeats represents the 10,000-member Texas Wildlife Association, which opposes the wall on private property.
Out in these vast rural expanses, it's impractical. It interrupts access to water. You have to look at it.
In recent months, the Department of Justice has contacted many Texans who own borderland, detailing where the government plans to build the wall, how much of their property they plan to take, and at what price.
You really can't say no. You can just argue how much it's worth.
As much as it pains me to admit that, if the federal government wants private land for public use, they will take it.
Attorneys like Efren Olivares represent scores of families fighting for what the Constitution calls just compensation for their land. Jaime Resendez's backyard overlooks the Rio Grande. He had just started building his new house when he got his letter.
They want to build the wall.
Yeah, they don't want it. They offer me $400 for the half of the lot.
For half of your lot.
Back at the Escobar Ranch, Ruperto has been told this is where the border wall will likely be built on his land. No problem, he says, on one condition.
I want to be considered for very fair compensation, including historical value, sentimental value, all those kinds of things in the compensation. And then I need a gate to be able to get to my pump over there. I'm a patriot, but I want to be treated fairly as well by my own country.
Even among its supporters on the front lines, the border wall has a high price.
So it's not black and white for a lot of people who live down there. It's very nuanced. They may have voted for Trump, they may even support a wall, but they don't want the government to come in and take it. And we're not talking about eminent domain yet. They're just negotiating for land. And one more thing, I met somebody who was just paid for the border fence from 7 years ago. So he just got paid, so there's words about when am I going to get paid anyway.
Yeah.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.